There we go. Ah, there. So we'll start with our centering as usual. And if you'd like to lie on your back, I'm going to give you a little visualization. And if you'd like to lie on your back in like a mini shavasana, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, everybody's busy. And this is a little relaxation. So you can stay seated or you can lie on your back. If you do lie on your back, I'll bring you back to sitting when this is done. It's just a little extra relaxation, I think. It's for the end of a stressful week or a stressful day. So just close your eyes and visualize yourself lying in a hammock on a tropical beach. The sun gently warms you. Sun is overhead. A light breeze causes the hammock to rock comfortingly. So you're swaying side to side in the breeze. Your breathing slows down to synchronize with the rhythmic sound of the waves breaking onto the shore. It's like you're aligning with nature. With each breath, you feel tension in your body dissolve. Lull yourself into deep peace in this way. So I'm going to give you just a couple more minutes to relax with this, swaying in the hammock, to let go of the week, all of the busyness, all the events, any stress you might be under just dissolves away from your body and your mind. Now, perhaps feeling renewed use your arms and just breathe as you lift your arms up overhead and then let them melt down to your sides again. A few breaths, lift your arms up overhead on the inhale and breathe out, letting your arms down to relax at your sides. Let your arms completely relax before you lift again. And one last lift. And as you bring your arms down, lift your knees up to your chest like we do at the end of Shavasana. Then come over onto one side and keep your knees lifted just in fetal position. You can use one arm for a pillow under your head. You're just going to come back slowly, gently. There's no rush, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just being in the moment, relaxing and nurturing yourself. Notice your thoughts. Check in with your nervous system. Notice any sensations in your body, your muscles and joints. Now just stretch your legs out to the side, just stretching them out. You can turn on your mat if you need to. And then the arm that you had under your head, using it for a pillow, just stretch that out so you're completely on your side, on your hip. You can have the top hand on the floor to steady you, but just lift that top leg up towards the ceiling. Just a gentle lift. Breathe it up and lower down. Notice the sensations in your body as you move. Breathe and lift. Breathe out and lower. Breathe and lift. You can flex your foot here. Take your arm or hand and reach for your leg. Straighten your knee and pull your leg in just a little bit closer. You can turn your palm down on the extended arm under your head, keeping you steady. And then point your toes and circle around in your ankle. Then flex and straighten your knee. Now bend your knee. Straighten the leg. Press your heel up towards the ceiling. Point your toes. Draw the leg in a little closer if it'll come. Then bend your knee. And you can grab onto your heel if that works better for you, or your ankle on the inside of your leg, whatever helps you to move more easily. But straighten your leg, flex your foot, pull the leg in and point your toe. And then bend your knee. Now bring the heel in towards your hip, hold on to your ankle and come in for a thigh stretch. So your thighs will be parallel here. Press the knee to the back as you draw your heel in towards your hip. And breathe. Keep the thighs parallel as much as you can. All right, and let that leg out. Now, depending on how you're positioned on your mat, you can just roll to the other side so that I can still see you. I'm just going to lift up and switch over. Come down onto your other side. Arm used as a pillow and to steady you. And just lift the top leg up gently. Just kind of feel how it is in your hip. Try to stay forward and lower down. Breathe it up. Just warming up your hip, your thigh. You'll probably feel it in your thigh a little bit. And lift. Now steady yourself with the arm on your floor, on the floor, and then reach for your leg. Pull it in a little bit closer. Straighten the knee, flex your foot, and bend your knee. Straighten the leg and circle around in your ankle. Both directions. And then bend your knee. Straighten the leg. See if you can pull it in a little closer. Bend your knee. Straighten. Point your toe. If you wish to hold on to your ankle or your heel at this point, just lengthen out. Breathe. Bend your knee, flex your foot, and lift. Point your toes. Draw it in. And then just let your leg down. Roll over onto your tummy. Come up onto your forearms in Sphinx pose. You can kind of waddle your hip side to side if you want, just to loosen up in your low back. Legs are close together. Press the pubic triangle down into the ground. Connect with Earth Mother. Elbows are under your shoulders. And lengthen in your spine Engage your legs and lift up into your Sphinx pose. Pressing down in your hips protects your low back. Now just turn to the right and look towards your feet. And breathe, come to center. Go to the other side. Look towards your feet. Feel the muscles you're using. And once more to each side. You feel a little stretch in your waist. Now, bring your palms a little closer in and press up, not all the way, excuse me. Lengthen away from your hips. Press down in your palms and elbows come in. Just part way into Cobra. Now, circle around in your shoulders. So breathe them up, back, exhale them down, just like you would if you were seated. And reverse. And then breathe your shoulders up to your ears, press up, straightening your elbows a little further, and then let your shoulders come down. Bring your shoulder blades down your back. Try to keep your hips on the floor, connected with earth, drawing energy and support from Earth Mother. Now imagine next to you is that ocean with the waves, the sounds of the waves, and use your Ujjayi breath, the ocean sounding breath, as you breathe in your Cobra. Expand your ribs when you breathe in. Ujjayi breath. You can close your eyes and imagine the sun overhead once again, warming you. And then press down on your palms, come back onto your knees into puppy stretch. Bring your heels or your hips back to your heels. Stretch out your back. Arms wherever you want them for this child's pose. Extended or wrapped around your legs. Now bring your palms next to your knees. We're just going to go side to side to stretch our hips, our waist. So just bring both hands around to one side. Draw that front shoulder forward to pull away from your hip. Breathe as you come to center and go to the other side. Pull away. Come back to center. Extend your arms forward. Lift up onto your knees. Slide your hands a little more forward. Come back into your cobra. elbows towards your ribs, and lift your heart. Use your Ujjayi breath here. That will help you relax in your back. Remember to press down in your pubic triangle, your hips. And then lift up and go back into child's pose. Stretch out your work. Now lift back up, slide your hands forward, come down onto your stomach. Bend your knees. We'll come into bow pose. So reach for your feet or ankles. Again, the thighs are parallel here. Get a good hold. Holding onto your ankles or feet. Now press your feet away from your body, lifting you up. Lift your knees into bow pose. And then lower back down, palms under your shoulders, lengthen in your neck. Press up into cobra. Is it easier after bow pose for your cobra? Does it feel easier? Loosened up? And stretch out the work you just done in child's pose. See if you can use your Ujjayi breath once again. And then lift up onto your knees. Bring your right knee forward and just sit on your heel. Stretch out the other leg, your left leg, stretch it back and lift up, sitting on your heel. You can use your fingertips to steady you. Lift up and back. Now bring your right hand on your right thigh or knee. Bend your left knee and reach for your ankle. If you need to steady yourself with your right hand, that's fine. That just gets you started. Come in for a thigh stretch. Once again, breathe and pull in. Then release your left leg back down. Hands on either side of your right knee. Just lift up your hips a little bit and bring that foot forward. Just a little bit, if that works for you. If not, you can stay on your heel. But press up, lift your heart up and breathe. Listen to the ocean as you breathe your Ujjayi breath. And to help us with that, we'll come into our dolphin breath. So in center, lift up through your crown and inhale with your Ujjayi breath. Chin to your chest, exhale down, curling in towards yourself. And then circle out with your nose. And breathe and lift. Again, chin to your chest. And back to center. Now, if you need a blanket or a towel, if you have one near you, or you can roll up your mat under your right hip just for comfort. I'll show you how that would look. I'll turn the other way here. So your foot isn't all the way out like the final stretch, but you can take your blanket and just bring it up under your hip so that you're more relaxed. If it's too much for you this morning to sit on the floor. Okay. Now we're going to take that foot out just a little bit further. And bring the left hip forward down towards the floor. Lift up in your torso and stretch. Reach back through your left leg and foot. Now walk your hands forward. If you have a blanket or towel under your right hip, you can leave it there. That's fine. Just come down over the front leg. If it feels a little tight, kind of rock side to side and breathe. You can rest on your forearms. Keep bringing your chest towards your knee as you exhale. Use your Ujjayi breath. Bring in the ocean sound for more relaxation and cleansing. This also strengthens the muscles around your lungs. And then press up. We're going to come back to this side, but we'll change sides now. So just lift up. Bring the left knee forward, sit on the heel. And if you feel sensitive at all in your knees and you need to roll your mat under, you can do that. Even the front knee might feel it, the back knee, whatever you need to do to be comfortable so you can relax in your stretch. But reach back through the right foot. Press your fingertips into the ground, hips point forward. Excuse me. Hips point forward. And lift up and relax back. Now walk your fingertips forward a little bit. Bend your back knee. Another thigh stretch. Reach for your ankle. Whoops. We're sitting on the heel. Reach for the ankle and draw it in. Use your left hand for support. Bring your heel towards the hip. Just wherever it will come, use your breath. Ujjayi breath. Bring the heel towards your hip. You can go in and out a few times to loosen more. And then hold your stretch if you can. Try to point your hips forward. You're probably going to feel that more in your thigh. And then release your leg down. Come back sitting on your heel. Lift. Press down in your legs. Lift in your torso. Just reach back. Walk your hands forward. Let your hip come down. If you're going to put a towel or a blanket under your hip, then now would be the time. But just bring that foot forward slightly. We don't want to cause pain this morning. We want to ease into our stretches, our pigeon. Using Ujjayi breath. Open the shoulders. And now our dolphin breaths. Take in your breath in center. Exhale, chin down onto the chest. Curling in. Rounding the back. And sliding the nose out, circling out like dolphin. And circling around a couple of times at your own pace. If you can manage Ujjayi as you move, fine. If not, deep breaths. Ocean next to you. Now walk your hands forward, come down onto your forearms, and relax over your leg. And use your Ujjayi breath. Hear the ocean. And just relax down as far as your body will allow this morning. And then press up. And bring both hips down, sitting facing forward. And shake out your legs. And work your way up onto the balls of your feet. And we'll rock. Again, rock with the waves of the ocean and breathe with the ocean waves. just slowing it down. Sometimes we move more quickly in yoga. This morning, we're just taking it slow. Feel your toes, feel your ankles, your calf muscles, your shins. Then let your knees down onto the floor. We want our feet as close as we can get, our ankles as close as we can get them, and then come up sitting on your heels. Reach your arms around back. Squeeze your fingers in and out and circle in your wrists a couple of times, and then interlace your fingers. Lift your heart, open the shoulders, draw your arms away. Lift up and back. And come forward, lift your arms, and then release, bring them up overhead. Interlace fingers, turn your palms upward for a stretch in your shoulders and arms. Reach up, breathe and reach up again. Lengthen up once more. And release your arms down. Bring palms forward. Lift your hips and step your feet back for your first downward dog of the morning. Unless you started earlier without me. Okay. Step your left leg forward. Come into sun pose. Lift your chin. Looking up at the sun. And press firmly with both feet. Lift onto your fingertips. Get a good firm stance and lift up into your warrior one legs. Breathe, arms up overhead. Reach up and back. Come to center. Breathe. And pivot into your warrior two. If you wish, you can go in and out a couple of times, vinyasa, to loosen knee and hips. Come into your warrior two. We haven't practiced the bind in a while, so just as a reminder, you reach your left arm forward, under the thigh, bend your elbow, and then your right hand comes around, you hook fingers, and align shoulders to the front. Release, reach back up into warrior two. Straighten the knee, just give it a little rest. Draw your abdomen up and in, taking a breath, and back into warrior two. Turn your palms up, and we'll pivot back into warrior one. Lift the back heel, and back into down dog. Navel to spine, support your body, support your down dog. And let your knees come down. Press back into child's pose. And arms whichever direction, you can reach forward or thumbs by your ankles, but rest for a few breaths. A good time for your Ujjayi breath. Relax your arms, your knees and thighs. Feel the ocean breeze. You might even smell the ocean air, the salty air. And now slide your arms forward. We'll come back into downward facing dog. Dig your heels in to the sand. And step your right leg forward into sun pose. And press both feet firmly into the ground. Lift up onto your fingertips. Engage your legs and lift up into warrior one. Breathing arms up overhead. Relax in the hips. If you need your vinyasa, you can move in and out. And reach up and back. Come to center and breathe. And pivot into your warrior two. Again, if you wish, your vinyasa, breathing it in and out. Come into your warrior two, open the knee, open the hip. And our bind pose, take in your breath. A slight bend forward, bring your right arm under the right leg, bend the elbow, lift the hand, hook your fingers, and open the shoulders forward. Release your hands Lift back up into your warrior two. You can straighten the knee to give it a little rest. Take it back out. And we'll pivot back into warrior one. Reach for the floor. Step it back. Down dog. Walk your feet in. Bend your knees, stoop down. Hands around behind you and sit for our twist. Bring your right leg in. Left leg up and over. Lift and center. Draw the knee in. Holding the knee firm. Reach and scoop it up with your left arm. Next to your ear. And wind around to the back. Look over your shoulder. Both sitting bones on the floor. Now hold your leg. Press down in your sitting bones and breathe your left arm back up to your ear and unwind to center. Pause for a moment. Just feel your spine. And then lean back and switch legs. Press the sitting bones down. Draw the knee in. Breathe some relaxing breaths here. Reach up through your spinal column. Just snaking up, slither up, crown to the ceiling. And then holding your leg with your left arm, scoop forward with your right. Breathe. And just go right on around into your twist. Look over your shoulder. Press down in your sitting bones and breathe your right arm back up to your ear. Breathe out as you unwind. Pause. Feel the sensations. Then lean back and stretch both legs out. Just go ahead and separate your feet in preparation for Shavasana. Then turn your palms up and just roll down. Down onto your back. Make sure your hips are rolled under and your shoulder blades. Palms are turned up. If the shoulders feel a little tight, just take your arms out a little further and let your elbows soften or bend. A few Ujjayi breaths here to relax and imagine yourself in the hammock next to the ocean, sun overhead, soft breeze across your skin, maybe blowing your hair a little bit. Your breath is actually what causes the sway in the hammock, and maybe a little bit the breeze too. Sink down into the sand. No, you're not in the sand, you're in the hammock. I'm feeling sand because I'm on the floor. Whichever works best for you. Completely relax now. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. This is your time to let all of that go and nurture yourself. Allow the angels to come in, wave their wings over you, blessing you. Receive, receive. Listen to the ocean. Now, as you listen to the ocean and hear your breath, slowly and gently bring your awareness back to the sway in your hammock, the sun overhead. Maybe you hear some seagulls in the distance or some children playing on the beach, laughing and running around. Just start to feel your body. Don't move just yet. Just feel your body in a state of rest. Notice your mind. Has it slowed down a little bit? Now wiggle just your pinky fingers. Just a little movement in your pinky fingers. And then your toes. Press your low back down against the earth, down against your hammock. And imagine swinging the legs over the edge of the hammock and coming onto the ground. Just move around a little bit. Bring your knees up to your chest, coming all the way back to this dimension, this time and space. With your knees still at your chest, just lean over onto your side in fetal position. Take a few moments here. Use your arm for a pillow if you want. Take your time, no rush. Everything will wait for you. Now place your palms next to your face and roll up into sitting. Bring your hands into mudra. Acclimate to being upright again. And bring your palms into Anjali Mudra. May the nurturance that you accepted this morning linger. The angels continue to bless you. Be filled with joy and peace. Have a great weekend, everybody. Namaste.
That was wonderful.
Ah,
I liked it. Yeah.
yeah, you like the ocean?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I don't
deal.
remember the tie thing at all. So
The bind?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Gosh, I can't do. I try.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here, let me just show you from close up because back there. Okay, so you're in Warrior 2, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you can't see there.
Okay, that's
So
good.
you're
Yeah.
in Warrior 2, right? So you just kind of dive down, bring this arm under the leg all the way. You want your shoulder there. And then in the back, I'll turn around so you can see from here. So you're reaching up, you're bending your elbow and reaching up, and then you
Oh,
just hook your fingers, and then you align your back with your leg and look up.
oh my.
Okay?
Okay.
Does that work?
My arms aren't long enough. I got short arms.
You need to stretch a little bit more.
Yep.
Here,
Oh,
let me turn off and let our subscribers go here.